Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Secretary Wright, for being here this morning. Mr. Secretary, in just the last few months, the Department of Energy and the Department of Commerce announced a historic $33 billion public-private partnership in the great state of Ohio. Thank you. As part of this partnership, SoftBank Energy will build out 10 gigawatts of new power generation, including 9.2 gigawatts of natural gas generation to power new data center development in Ohio. When completed, this project will include one of the largest natural gas generating facilities in the world, while at the same time protecting Ohio families and ratepayers from increased costs associated with new data centers. Can you discuss the department's role in establishing this partnership? And more broadly, how are you working with the administration to win the AI race while protecting Americans from increasing energy costs as outlined in the President's Ratepayer Protection Pledge?
Thank you so much for the question, Representative Balderson, and thank you for your great state of Ohio. In key part of the American industrial heartland in the past, and I believe very much will be in the future as well. So artificial intelligence and reshoring of manufacturing are going to have huge new demand for electricity. Those plants, those facilities need to go places where you've got skilled workforce, a reasonable business environment, and energy resources, most importantly, the ability to grow and expand energy resources. We looked at the Department of Energy. We have over 1 million acres at our labs and facilities we otherwise manage that have land, and we reached out to developers of data centers and said, hey, if you bring capital and compute to help our Genesis mission advance AI, we want to work with you. And so we identified that facility in Portsmouth, Ohio, a former gaseous diffusion plant that was part of the United States weapons program, but it had been decommissioned and has been in the process, mostly of cleaning up and reclaiming that area. So just a great location, a brownfield, to develop large data centers and large new power generation. The main funding for the power generation part of it is coming from the trade deal President Trump negotiated with Japan. Japan wanted more favorable trade terms with the United States, and in exchange agreed to invest hundreds of billions of dollars into the United States in assets that are funded by the Japanese government, but are ultimately owned by the United States. These will be managed by a great utility that serves that local area in Ohio. So we want to get going as quickly as we can, raise the power production in that area so we can build the data center, build other industrial facilities that'll be around it, and freeze electricity prices at a minimum and hopefully start to decline the rates in that area. That'll spur all sorts of other businesses.
Great.
We had a wonderful event there, and the people that used to work at that facility were so excited that they and their children are going to, again, be able to work at great American industrial facilities in the heartland of our country.
Couldn't agree with you more, Mr. Secretary. Thank you. In addition to the SoftBank project, Williams Companies is currently investing over $7 billion to develop a new natural gas fire plants, including the Socrates project in my congressional district that I'm fortunate to represent, to help power data center facilities in central Ohio. I believe gas production in Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania are well positioned to support this new development and investment in co-located and behind-the-meter generation. Can you briefly discuss how the department views the Utica and Marcellus shale as an asset in supporting your goals of American energy dominance?
Yes, again, fantastic. The shale revolution, as you know well, just transformed our country. It reset oil prices and natural gas prices massively lower. Oil prices in real terms were well over $200 20 years ago in peacetime. But shale revolution exploded American production of oil and natural gas. The greatest natural gas shale producing area in the region is in your great state, is in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and eastern Ohio. These resources are massive, and how much gas can be produced is limited by how much pipeline capacity there is, mostly to get it to the Gulf Coast, where it's loaded as LNG and shipped abroad, or pipelined around to demand centers across the country. But it's limited by pipeline capacity. So one of the beautiful ideas is a way to use more of that gas without having to build a very long distance pipeline is to use it locally. Build data centers, build manufacturing right there in Ohio. Short connection lines can take abundant gas from the Utica Shale in eastern Ohio and build new factories, build new data centers, and and Williams Company, who's a pipeline developer, says, hey, we can develop a short pipeline here and build massive infrastructure in the great state of Ohio.
And I'm sorry to interrupt. The gentleman's time has expired.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.